Oh, what is growing on? So little day 5 update. It is Friday, heading back up to the farm tonight. Got 4 days next week to wrap this place up. We've gotten our first load of cheese, we've got the compost on site, and we've got the windbreaks in. We've got coconuts in the ground and most of the fruit trees. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you guys around. Little update, kind of a mess, but I figured I'd get some kind of mid-install update, so hold tight. So up here in the front yard, we ended up taking out the beat up Robollinis and put a couple of Barbados cherries on either side of this large palm here in the center. Same thing over on the other side. We took out the, I believe it was a beat up bougainvillea. Oh, we've got a bird already sitting in our little mulch ring. That's kind of cool. I don't know if he's making a nest. Got a couple of loquats up here in the front yard. And over here on this side of the property, we have a short run of Graceful bamboo. Eventually give us a little bit of a privacy break. Living wall over here on the west side of the property. More for just kind of hiding the view shed. This is in the neighbor's yard. We're not really sure who planted it, but this is the property line right here. So definitely in the neighbor's yard. We didn't rip it out for that reason. Got a couple of different coconuts. We've got some different dwarf varieties in here. We've got a dwarf Fiji and a green variety on either side, kind of framing out the entry of the backyard. Clients here want to do a lot of veggie gardening, so we're actually expanding upon the beds in the backyard, and we have talked about a second phase if they're very successful, kind of turning this area into an additional veggie garden. And stepping out into the backyard, this is kind of our staging area. We've got some grasses. We hope to get all these vetiver in today before we go. Got a lot of citrus for underneath the oaks, some papayas for the backyard, and a lot of our support plants over here on this side. Probably going to get the pineapples in today, and some katuk, Mexican sunflower, lots of Suriname cherries, Turks cap, cranberry hibiscus, and we've got a slew of different gingers over here, which are kind of going down in that shade corner. And we're going to end up cleaning up this whole hillside, probably burning it down with the whip, running some drip in here because this is where we are putting a couple of the citrus trees on this side. There's a couple more of the citrus trees right there. And this is the bed that originally had a big banana circle on the other end. Client mentioned they wanted to do more veggie garden, and it just kind of worked out. We couldn't put the banana circle in because all of the plumbing from the pool runs right around that corner of the house, and it's very shallow below grade. Got about 6 pipes in my way that are very large. So we're able to put the banana pit there anyways, so it kind of gives us an area for some beds here, beds on the other end. You know, we could probably fit 8, 12 beds just here behind the house. And if they max that out, we'll move into this section over here. I kind of see that happening down the road. And very important here that we maintain the view shed of the water. So all of these rows are kind of stopping here, leaving this whole corner shed open so where they can still see out in the water in the mornings. And this is the whole fruit tree zone. Up here on the front row, we've got a fig, carambola, black Suriname cherry, a guava. I believe we have another Thai dwarf mulberry going in. We've got a sugar apple. On the next row, we've got canistel. We've got cherry of the Rio Grande. We've got a big black sapote, Montingia, strawberry tree, Presley Adamoya, and a sweetheart lychee. The next row, we've got an avocado, peanut butter fruit, cashew, another variety of mulberry. I think that's the Pakistani, jujube, longan. The next row, we're waiting on a couple of trees to still go in. Still got some prep work here. Big old Cercopia, mango, longan. Probably got about 6 different varieties of mango here. Got an ice cream bean. We've got a Mauritius lychee. Got a tamarind. We've got a sapodilla. I believe we've got one more sapodilla still coming. Macadamia nut. And we are trying a breadfruit here. We're on the edge, but we figured we would give it a try. We got it down close to the water, kind of close to the trees, and really hoping once this windbreak establishes over on this west side, it'll give us another level of protection. This whole corner over here is still yet to get cleaned out. We've got some japoticabas going in here. That's where the gingers are going. So got a bit of tree work in here. Bit of prep to kind of clean that area up, make it look a little prettier, kind of improve the seating area. I've got some invasive carrot wood and Brazilian peppers to get out of there. Along this row over here, we've got Graceful bamboo all the way along the fence with the root barrier about 2 foot in front of it. And then we have those trees about 10 foot in front of that. So I really tried to put the trees as close to the edge of the bed as I could. With the bananas stepped in, and we've got about 4 different varieties of bananas in a staggering pattern here. Namwa, dwarf Orinoco, and I think there's a couple of double Mahoys. And it basically goes mango, avocado, jackfruit, mango, avocado, jackfruit, all the way down the front row. And these were some bigger grafted jacks that I've been sitting on for a minute. Figured no better place to put them than down here where they're actually going to thrive and not in my greenhouse. So this is where the pineapples are going, and all of these beds have gotten a cowpea cover crop, and that's kind of the idea here, is to get some fast growing legumes in, shade out any weeds, help to build some nitrogen, build that soil life back up. So that is the number one thing we're growing here. Even though we have all these different plants and trees, we're trying to build soil. This place was a dry desert when we got here. This one guava has made the cut. We did some pruning on it. It really didn't look too bad. It even has a couple of fruits sitting up there at the top, so that one is still here. And most of the row of coconuts ended up going down here on this side. Also had some issues with some shallow pipes over here. We ended up having to kind of change the design a little bit. This originally had 6 rows, and it was just a little bit too tight, so we stepped it to 5 rows, taking our paths from 6 foot to 8 foot, and giving us a little bit more row, little more space down there at the bottom for the mower guy to get in and be able to do maintenance here easily. Also give us a little bit better access when we're mulching in these beds. Really thinking about long term once these trees grow up, making sure nothing gets shaded out. So we really have a lot of the bigger trees down at the bottom, but with being on a slope, everything should almost be kind of level as things grow in. So got the well out here running manually this morning, did a lot of retrofitting to the irrigation, changing that overhead irrigation to a more water-friendly drip micro-irrigation system. Water here stinks. You really don't want to be spraying that stuff on the leaves. There's lots of sulfur, probably high iron. So putting it into the root zone, not a big deal. Start spraying the leaves of the trees, you're kind of asking for some fungal issues. But that's about all the report on here today. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I'll be back at you next week. We hope to have this one wrapped up by Thursday. Stay tuned.